So I wanted to come on and talk about really why parting with money is beneficial for your overall financial situation. So hear me out, because first of all, want to address the fact that there are people who I'm friends with. There are people who I've met before who I'm not friends with, and there's people in the world who are so concerned, so fixated on keeping money, saving. We're like tensing up, like just allowing it to grow, barely spending, being sort of like fixated around not spending rather than making, if that makes sense. And a mindset that I've been able to integrate into my own is allowing money to flow, happily spending money on things that you know will benefit you, not going out getting pissed every weekend and getting on all sorts of drugs or whatever. It's not the point here. It's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, if you have something that you want to sort of look into, whether that's like an educational platform or whether that's a coaching one-on-one session with someone, then don't be afraid to put down some money for it. Don't be afraid to use some of the savings. That's what it's there for. Yeah, that's what the savings are there for, to allow you to sort of invest, and then ultimately the money will flow back to you. Now, logistically, what stapled this viewpoint in for me was that there is more money in circulation than there ever has been before. Now, if you don't know why, it's down to a process called quantitative easing, which is what the banks integrated to temporarily use when the economy is not going how it wants it to go. Now, I'm not too financially astute in terms of the terminologies of business, economy, terminology and stuff like that, right? But from what I do know from reading this book, How to Own the World by Andrew Craig, it's essentially the bank can add more money that's in circulation by adding a zero to a central computer. So what this means is that the money that you have in your pocket, in your bank account, cash, direct debit, whatever, can essentially be duplicated and added in no way, shape or form earned, just literally added, and that will then decrease. So for example, if they add another zero, so they add another 100 million in circulation, that would then actually make you and I poorer, because they've just added that in circulation to lower the cost of borrowing or whatever it might be. But the reason why it's so important to understand this, not necessarily in depth, you don't have to understand loads of different angles on it, but why it's important to understand this is because the more money that you spend, the more you'll be able to get back round in circulation, right? It's important to put yourself in a position where you're happy to spend the money to earn the money, yeah? And after adopting this principle, it's put me in a position where I've earned more money from doing it, basically, in summary. Now, I'm certainly not like a rich or a millionaire or anything like that yet, anyway. But it's, I think it's a very, very important principle to adopt, because the more money that you spend on sort of higher value content, whether that's coaching, whether that's groups, the more you're going to find yourself in situations where you're with other high value people, high value men, high value women, and they're teaching you what they know. And then all of a sudden you're like, right, this all makes sense to me now. So definitely, if you can, just have a little look at what you can spend your money on. I've got a really good course. I don't run the course, but it's by somebody called Michael O, who I follow for a while. He released sort of a money mindset transformation, and I think I invested like 300 quid or something like that, and it was worth every penny, because like the way he teaches you to think about your finances is just really cool. It just flipped the it turned the table for me, if you get me. It's like it acted as a 12-10 and it was just whoop, whoop, whoop. Just acted as a turntable, right? And it allowed me to flip my perception and view money from a different trajectory. I will link his landing page down below. Obviously, I don't even think he'll know who I am, but it's just something that helped me. So if it helped me, I'll put it out there. Whoever's watching this, you spend 5 minutes of your life watching me talk through all of this. So I'll offer you some value and the sources that I've used to make me more money. So yeah, hopefully that that goes through it all. The one last thing I did want to say in terms of the quantitative easing side of things, since the 2008 recession, the US has added $4 trillion to their economy. So just think that through for a second and just assess what sort of situation that the US is in now, and then just see how it's affecting their people. I can link a video for quantitative easing down below. I'm trying to find one on YouTube. And yeah, take action. Don't sit there and think it over too much. And wish you all the best.